איראן וגרורותיה, אנחנו הכינו בהם, עוד לא נגמר.
I want practical independence. I greatly appreciate the support we received, and which I also brought over the years, from our American friends. Today, I say, we need our own independent armament array. We are producing our own munitions to free ourselves from dependency.
Benjamin Netanyahu appears stung by JD Vance's recent reminder that the United States is Israel's powerful ally. Against the backdrop of Mojtaba Khamenei's maneuvering between Tehran and Washington, Israel is now openly talking about seeking independence from the U.S. Netanyahu has announced fresh plans for Israel to ramp up domestic production of key munitions and weapon systems. In Netanyahu's telling, this drive for independence is needed to fight Iran and its regional proxies without constraint, putting him in full war mode at the very moment Donald Trump and JD Vance are trying to talk peace with Tehran. While Iran and the U.S. attempt to turn over a new diplomatic leaf through their memorandum, Israel remains deeply anxious about Tehran and its allies. Netanyahu's declaration arrived just days after JD Vance's sharp public comments about Israel's conduct and reliance on U.S. backing.
Now we stand before Iran and its proxies. We struck them. It is not over yet, but it depends on our strength where we will be in 30 years. It depends on our strength, and therefore what we are doing right now is building greater strength. I want practical independence. I greatly appreciate the support we received, and which I also brought over the years, from our American friends. Today I say, we need our own independent armament array. We are producing our own munitions to free ourselves from dependency, to build more and more power, to introduce more and more technology, to train more and more generations of commanders like you, because that is what will ultimately determine where we will be. And with God's help, with your help, we will be in a good place. Thank you very much.
Netanyahu's fuming over this. Israel doesn't feel bound to the MOU as it relates to Lebanon. If, as you mentioned, your frustration with Israel striking in Beirut, hitting apartment buildings, if that continues, could it torpedo the deal? And what would the U.S.'s response be to a broader war in Lebanon involving Israel and Hezbollah?
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into hypotheticals that could torpedo the deal, because I think the president's expectation is that all of our friends, the Israelis, the Arabs in the region, we're going to work together and actually see this deal to completion. Now, I saw the Axios report, that Netanyahu is fuming. That's not reflective of the conversations that I've had with him, but maybe he's saying something to somebody else that he's not saying to me. What I will say, and this does bother me, is that you have seen people within Bibi's cabinet who have come out and attacked the deal, and in some ways very personally attacked the President of the United States. And I guess my message to them would be twofold. Number one, Donald J. Trump is the only head of state in the entire world who is sympathetic to the nation of Israel at this moment in time. And he happens to be the head of state of the world's superpower. If I was in the cabinet of the Israeli government, I might not be attacking the only powerful ally that I have anywhere left in the entire world. And the second message I would give to some of those cabinet members, Bibi, to his credit, has not gone down this path, but to some of these cabinet members in Israel who are attacking the President of the United States, the other thing that I would say is that over the last 3 months, 2/3 of the defensive weapons that have protected your homeland have been built by American hands and paid for by American tax dollars. The problem for Israel is not Donald J. Trump. And anybody in Israel who thinks their biggest problem is the President of the United States needs to wake up and smell the reality of the situation that country is in. Thank you all.